This is the shotgun that turned World War I trenches into a nightmare. And this is the jet-powered fighter that terrorized the skies in World War II. Back then, these weapons not only dominated the battlefield, but also got everyone talking about their legality and ethics. In the fascinating and unsettling world of military innovation, these are the borderline illegal weapons that helped armies cheat in warfare. First up, we've got the Winchester Model 1897 shotgun. In the brutal trenches of World War I, American soldiers brought a unique weapon, the Winchester Model 1897 shotgun. Why were these shotguns called trench brooms, or trench sweepers? Because they could clear out enemy positions quickly with powerful blasts. They could slam fire, which meant holding down the trigger allowed rapid shots with each pump. The Germans protested, claiming shotguns were too cruel and violated international law. But the Americans pointed out the hypocrisy. Weren't the Germans basically using poison gas and flamethrowers? Yikes. Next, we've got the Uzi submachine gun. How did a weapon become a favorite for both military forces and criminals? This is the Uzi submachine gun from Israel. Designed by Uzi El-Gal, this compact and reliable weapon could fire 600 rounds per minute, making it extremely effective in close-quarters combat. Its simple design meant it could be easily replicated, flooding arms markets worldwide. This led to the Uzi becoming a symbol of both security and criminality. But if you thought that was rough, you're not prepared for this next one. The Messerschmitt Me-262. What do you think was the world's first operational jet-powered fighter aircraft in the Second World War? The Messerschmitt Me-262, of course. Initially, it was designed as an interceptor, but later repurposed as a ground attack aircraft. How fast exactly was this plane? It had incredible speeds and carried heavy armament. Despite its potential to change the course of the war, why didn't it make a bigger impact? Supply shortages and constant Allied attacks on production facilities limited its use. Still, the Me-262 managed to shoot down over 500 Allied planes, proving just how deadly jet technology could be. Next is the Rata megatank. Ever wondered what kind of wild projects Nazi Germany's quest for military supremacy led to? Look no further. One example is the Rata megatank. This is a tank weighing 1,000 metric tons and armed with huge naval guns. It was designed to be a land battleship with enormous size and heavy armor. But what made the Rata impractical? Its size made it impossible to cross bridges or roads without destroying them. This logistical nightmare meant the Rata never saw combat and remained a grand fantasy. Why invest in such an impractical weapon? It shows the extremes of wartime innovation and ambition. But who can forget the Katyusha rocket launcher? Back in the Second World War, this Soviet weapon could deliver devastating payloads quickly and efficiently. Mounted on trucks, it was highly mobile and capable of bombarding entire areas, earning it the nickname Stalin's organ for its organ-like appearance. Why did German troops fear the Katyusha so much? It was because of its ability to unleash a massive barrage of rockets on the battlefield. Remarkably, the Katyusha continues to be used in modern conflicts, showing its lasting effectiveness. Next is the 8.8 centimeter flak gun. How did Germany's 8.8 centimeter flak gun become one of the deadliest weapons of World War II? Known as the 88, it was initially designed as an anti-aircraft weapon, but proved equally effective against tanks and infantry. With a range of nearly 50,000 feet and a firing rate of 25 rounds per minute, its versatility and power made it a formidable asset. Used extensively on all fronts, the flak gun's design was so effective that it was later adopted by various countries after the war. But if you're wondering, what ancient weapon could strike multiple opponents at once? It's the Arumi sword. This sword from India was a flexible, whip-like weapon used during the Sangam period, measuring around 66 inches. It could have multiple blades and was wielded with centrifugal force, making it deadly in the hands of a skilled warrior. Its unique design allowed it to hit several opponents simultaneously, creating a terrifying presence on the battlefield. How did this weapon influence ancient warfare? The Arumi's ability to strike multiple foes made it a feared and respected tool in combat. This next weapon was so powerful that it was called Hitler's buzzsaw, the MG-42 machine gun. This fearsome weapon could fire 1,200 rounds per minute, mowing down enemy troops with terrifying efficiency. Despite its tendency to overheat and rapid ammo consumption, the MG-42's sheer firepower and ease of use made it a staple of the German military. How did it impact future weapon designs? Its influence on machine gun design lasted for decades, setting the standard for firepower and reliability in automatic weapons. But the Arumi wasn't the only cool sword in this video. There's also the falcata sword. Why was the falcata sword so feared by ancient warriors? Used by Iberian fighters before the Roman era, the falcata had a forward curving blade that combined the cutting power of an axe with the thrusting ability of a sword. Its unique shape allowed for powerful, momentum-driven strikes. Roman soldiers and even Hannibal's troops adopted the falcata for its effectiveness, making it a legendary weapon in ancient warfare. Next is the Schwerer Gustav railway gun. How did Nazi Germany push the limits of wartime engineering? With the Schwerer Gustav, the largest artillery gun ever built. This massive railway gun fired 7-ton shells over 29 miles and required a crew of thousands to operate. Designed to penetrate the Maginot Line, it was used in the siege of Sevastopol. Despite its immense power, the Schwerer Gustav was cumbersome and impractical, symbolizing the extremes of wartime innovation. But this next weapon was so fearsome even the Pope banned it. The crossbow. Why did Pope Innocent II ban the crossbow in the 12th century? He considered it too cruel for use against Christians. The crossbow was simple to learn, powerful enough to pierce armor, and effective even in the hands of less skilled soldiers. Even with the ban, crossbows continued to be widely used in warfare because they were just too effective to be abandoned. Next is the Tiger I tank. What made the German Tiger I tank one of the most feared tanks of World War II? It combined thick armor and a powerful 88mm gun, allowing it to destroy enemy tanks at long ranges and withstand substantial damage. But its complexity and high production costs limited the number of Tiger I tanks that could be deployed. This balance of power and practicality made it both a formidable and rare opponent on the battlefield. If you're learning a lot from this video so far, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We can't forget to mention the Chukonu repeating crossbow. Why was the Chukonu such a scary weapon in ancient China? This repeating crossbow could fire multiple bolts quickly, making it highly effective in defensive situations. Its rapid-fire capability meant that soldiers could deliver a high volume of fire, significantly advancing ancient military technology. Or even the land cruiser P-1000 Rata. Nazi Germany's ambition led to some of the wildest military projects, one of them being the land cruiser P-1000 Rata. It was an enormous tank designed to dominate the battlefield with its size and heavy armament, but practical issues like transportation and vulnerability to air attacks prevented it from ever being built, showing the extremes of wartime innovation. But there's also this next crazy weapon from the 18th century, the Gardoni air rifle. Unlike black powder firearms, the Gardoni air rifle was quiet and didn't produce smoke, making it perfect for stealth operations. It could fire multiple shots from a single air charge, offering a high rate of fire without the drawbacks of traditional firearms. What weapon combined the best of both a knife and an axe? The Mambele knife. The Mambele knife, used by Central and Southern African warriors, could be thrown with deadly accuracy or used in close combat. Besides being a weapon, the Mambele was also a status symbol, often decorated to reflect the owner's prestige and rank. This next weapon was very important to Britain in World War II, the Avro Lancaster bomber. This bomber was key in the strategic bombing campaigns, capable of carrying massive payloads, including the enormous 12,000-pound blockbuster bomb. The Lancaster inflicted significant damage on German infrastructure. Its versatility and long service life made it one of the most effective bombers of the war. There's also the Hawker Hurricane. Did you know the Hawker Hurricane was the true hero of the Battle of Britain? While the Spitfire often gets the spotlight, the Hurricane was responsible for the majority of Luftwaffe losses. It was highly maneuverable and could be produced quickly, giving Britain a critical edge in the air war. How did it outshine its more famous counterpart? Through sheer numbers and reliability. Next up is the Gatling gun. How did the Gatling gun revolutionize warfare during the American Civil War? This early machine gun, with its multiple barrels and hand crank mechanism, could fire continuously, providing unmatched firepower for its time. Its ability to deliver sustained fire made it a precursor to modern automatic weapons. Why was it so impressive? Because it introduced the concept of rapid, sustained firepower on the battlefield. Finally, we have the Schwerer Gustav. What made Nazi Germany's Schwerer Gustav artillery gun so extreme? As the largest artillery gun ever made, it was designed to destroy the fortifications of the Maginot Line. This massive railway gun fired 7-ton shells over 29 miles and required a crew of thousands to operate. Used in the siege of Sevastopol, its immense power was undeniable. But why didn't it become a mainstay? Its cumbersome and impractical nature made it a symbol of the extremes of wartime engineering. From ancient swords and crossbows to modern tanks and machine guns, these weapons pushed the boundaries of what was considered fair or honorable in warfare. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click on the next one for more fascinating history content.